In this video we're going to look at how to find the area of trapezoids and triangles. So the area of a trapezoid has its own special formula, and that formula is 1/2 times the height plus the sum of the bases. Now the reason why the formula is like this has to do with parallelograms. So if you imagine a trapezoid, and that's the base, we'll call that base 1, and that's base 2. It doesn't matter which one's which. And the height is the distance, perpendicular distance between the bases. Now take another trapezoid that's identical to that one. So I'll even draw in the same color. So imagine I copy and pasted that trapezoid and put it right here. So now that's base 2 and that's base 1. It creates one large parallelogram where you could find the area by doing base times height. So the base would be b1 plus b2. The height is h. Now that would give us this entire area, and if we cut it in half, then we just get half the area, which is just one of those trapezoids. So that's where the formula comes from. Now let's apply it. So let's find the area of a trapezoid with bases 6 and 18 and a height of 10. So they give us pretty much everything we need here. Sneak peek of the answer. So they give us base 1 and base 2 and the height. And we don't need the side lengths. Doesn't have to be isosceles either. So the area is just going to be, add the bases together, so 6 plus 18 divided by 2 times the height. So that comes out to 24 over 2 times 10, so 12 times 10 is 120, and it's an area, so it's going to be in square units. Okay, another one. Now we have to find the height, but we have the area. So if we just write out the formula here, area is equal to base 1 plus base 2 times the height over 2. Alright, we know that the area is 84, so we'll plug that in for A. We know the bases are 13 and 15, so if you add those together, that comes out to be 28 times the height over 2. Okay, if you want, you could apply this divided by 2 to the 28, and then that just becomes 14. So we could just divide both sides by 14, and 14 goes into 84 6 times. So we're left with the height is 6. Okay, one more about trapezoids. So we have to find the area of an isosceles trapezoid. So that means it has two congruent legs. And the side lengths are 6, 5, 14, and 5. So I'm actually going to make this a little bigger here. So I know that the legs have to be 5 and 5 because it's isosceles, so the two sides that are equal are their legs. So this top base would be 6, and this bottom base would be 14. Now, isosceles triangles are symmetric, so I could draw the height here and the height here, and since these sides are parallel and both of these are perpendicular to those sides, so they're also parallel, it creates a rectangle. So that side would be 6. Alright, so if we do 6 minus 14, that leaves us with 8. Divide that by 2. That means that this part here has to be 4, and that part there has to be 4. So you could probably see now you could do the Pythagorean theorem to find the height. And now to find the area, we're just going to do the sum of the bases, which is 6 plus 14, so 20, times the height, which is 3, and then divide it by 2. So that's going to come out to 30 square units. I lied. There's one more trapezoid problem here. So it's another isosceles trapezoid, but we don't know the height. And we're not going to do the Pythagorean theorem to solve it, although we could. Since we know angles, we can actually use special right triangles. So since this is a trapezoid, these sides are parallel, which makes these angles 45. Okay, and so to find the area, I got to do base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2 times the height. So the height doesn't look isosceles, not drawn to scale, but the height is here. And it creates an isosceles right triangle because these angles have to both be 45 degrees. Because this angle has to be 45 because of that 135 up top, and then the other angle is 90. So you divide that by root 2 to find the height, and you get 30. So if you do 62 plus 122 divided by 2 times 30, you get that the area is 2,760 square units. Okay, in the next video we will learn about area of triangles.